Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our Fallen Enchantress Legendary Heroes Let's Play. So, you may be wondering why we're back at the main menu screen, rather than picking up where we left off in the last episode. And that's because I've gone ahead and made sort of an executive decision. That said, it's not a binding one, so if you guys prefer that we just go back to what we were doing, that's totally fine, and we can certainly do that. I'm not going to get rid of the save or anything. However, one thing that you guys really expressed a desire for in this playthrough was to do roleplay character type stuff that we have done in like our Mountain Blade series, for example. And so I wanted to be able to do that, and I found out like increasingly more and more as we went on that in the playthrough that we had going, that just wasn't going to be possible. We could change the names of the heroes that we came across, but that was really it. We couldn't change their appearance or any of their abilities or pretty much anything about them other than the name. However, there was a thing in the game called henchmen that I thought would be a perfect solution because they are functionally heroes. However, you create them like you do troops, so you can customize their appearance, what sort of path they're going to take, and of course give them a name. So you guys can actually come up with a character backstory, and we can create something to fit it, rather than just slapping a name on a pre-existing hero that's already sort of got their own identity. But I found out that that particular thing, the henchmen, are only available to one faction. The faction that we were playing doesn't have access to them. So in order to do that, we have to play as a different faction. And so that's sort of what we're going to do. But I figured, since we're going to start over, I would add a couple of mods into the mix. So I've got one called Black Market Bazaar that's going to add like 240 or something new items to the game. I've also got a mod that allows for female henchmen so that we can be equal opportunity henching here. We can do male or female henchmen. Hopefully that one works. I know that the Black Market Bazaar one does, but I haven't been able to test this, so I mean, hopefully it does. If it doesn't, I will keep trying to make it work so that we can have men and women in here. But I figured if we're gonna just try to get that one specific trait, we may as well create our own faction and just include that in it, because that's way cooler than just playing as the Kingdom of Alter. So we're gonna start a new game, and we'll create a new character, and then we're gonna go to new and create our own faction. So I'm gonna call this faction the Kingdom of Nordheim, and I'm gonna build them sort of like a hybrid between basically the things we really liked about the Kingdom of Gilden, as well as the things we want to pick out from the Kingdom of Alter, basically. So we're gonna be a race of men, and we have to do the Altarian blood, because that, you can see here, trained henchmen, is the only way that we can get henchmen. Henchmen level and can use equipment like champions, but you create them like troops, so again, full customization. The Altarian blood gives plus 10 experience from combat, as well as everything else, which is great, and the ability to rush, which I've actually found to be extremely helpful in a lot of cases. So this is definitely a good racial trait to go with. We're going to lose out on, let's see, we were Gilden before, so the Ironeers. The +1 hit point per level, guard strike ability, the spell resistance we really liked, and then the ability to train golems. So we're going to lose out on some stuff, but I think it's going to be worth it to be able to roleplay and include your guys' characters in the game. So we're going to be just straight up men. We'll be a kingdom. And before I choose any strengths, I'm going to take a weakness. And I think we're going to go with no ranged troops. I don't know if I should do that. So I sort of built this already to figure out how I wanted to do it. And so the first thing I wanted was Master Smiths, because I really liked that. Having to only spend half the amount of metal for any sort of like upgrades that we want to equip to our guys is huge. Especially later in the game when everybody's got like plate and chainmail. This is going to save us a ton and allow us to really crank out high tier units faster than we normally would. So that leaves us with only 1 point, which makes this kind of a difficult choice, because if we were trying to go as close to Gilden as possible, we would choose Great Hammers, and then I would probably choose Tough as well, because this is going to give us... wait, no, not Tough. Was it Tough? Yeah, Tough. So all units get plus 10 hit points. I don't know why it kept showing this one. But yeah, all units get plus 10 hit points. That's pretty nice, actually. and could really make a difference. So I want to take that as well, but that leaves me with nothing. And I also sort of wanted maybe Great Hammers. I guess we could live without those. So I might just do these two. The only weakness I would really be willing to deal with is that could be crippling later in the game when we have a ton of cities. So I don't know if that is a good idea. Definitely don't want no armor. I don't want to be vulnerable to magic. If anything, I want to be resistant to magic. So this is not the direction I want to go. Uneducated is going to hurt you pretty badly. -10 to research is going to really kill you in the research game. And then no ranged weapons I can sort of live with, because the way the combat works in this game, it really favors melee combat, surrounding people and stacking as many hits from different troops on the same unit at once as possible. So I could live with this, especially since champions and henchmen can still use ranged weapons however you like. But I'm reluctant to do it, so I might go ahead and ignore the Great Hammers for the option to have archers and crossbow instead. One thing I do want, though, is for 0 points, I can swap out the ability to have plate armor for Masterwork Chainmail. And I'm a big fan of Chainmail, so I'm going to do this. I may end up regretting it. The heroes can still equip whatever they want, but for our troops, we're only going to be able to do regular Chainmail and then Masterwork Chainmail. But I think this will be more interesting than light plate. To me is kind of lame. You can also get chainmail quicker because it requires less proficiencies to use, so that's something to consider as well. For appearance, I'm gonna jump through this real quick, and you guys don't really need to see it. I'll just show you the end result. Okay, so I've tried to style my faction similar to the Kingdom of Gilden. I've used like a similar color palette. I don't know what some of these mean, because you have like faction color, clothing 1, clothing 2, primary, secondary. So basically everything primary I made this like kind of goldenrod color, and everything secondary is like this sort of dark brown. Roof color, I just went with this. I don't know where that's going to be applied, maybe to the buildings. That might be kind of boring, but oh well. I'm not super worried about it. And then I went with just the generic skin color and like a darker, maybe I'll go a little bit more dark than that. Yeah, that's fine. And then for my crest, there's one in here I really liked that I think matches the colors, there it is, and the faction perfectly. So we're gonna go with this like wolf banner, and I'm not gonna come up with a backstory right now. You guys can maybe come up with one if you want. And that's it. So we've got our traits: Alterian Blood, which lets us rush and gain experience faster, and then the ability to train henchmen, which is pretty much the whole reason we're doing this. We're still Master Smiths. Instead of light plate, we've got Masterwork Chainmail, and we are tough. No weaknesses. Yellow and brown, and that's it. So we'll save this. The Kingdom of Nordheim is ready to be led into the world, and then we go back to character creation. And so I'm going to recreate King Uther in our new faction. So let's see. I'm going to make him a... You know what? Let's go with fire this time. We're going to be a fire apprentice. My profession is going to be warlord, so that we can train units cheaper. Well, not train them cheaper, but we can pay them less once we've trained them. General is also good, but I'm going to go with warlord. It's going to allow us to field a lot more troops. In terms of... I should probably make myself male first, huh? Talents, I'm going to go with hardy and disciplined. And then appearance, let's see. We've got some new items here, like this has been added by the mod, as well as a couple of these other ones. Let's see. I'm going to go with the same look we had before, because we're going to be, you know, putting on a bunch of equipment anyways, so the starting stuff doesn't matter all that much. I'm not going to bother with those. Just throw some black boots on him. And then we'll go to equipment. Let's get these gauntlets back on. We'll go hammer, even though the sword is a better weapon. Just for the sake of roleplay, I'm going to give him that hammer. Not going to give him a horse, although horses are fantastic. We'll be able to get him out fairly easily once we start the game, so I'm not too concerned about that. Let's see, head. Go with this hairstyle. Definitely needs a beard. And let's see. Eyes. That's kind of interesting. I don't want him to look too crazy, though. Let's just go with something like that. And then let's see, different face shapes. Something that makes him look a little bit older, but not too old. Let's go with something like that, and then what do these do? I don't mind that. Okay, and then we'll pose him. Let's go back to head real quick, and let's lighter. You know, I actually like the lighter one a little bit better. That's fine. Okay, no backstory. So is that everything we need? We have 0 points left. Yeah, I think we're ready. So we're going to save that. Not going to post it to Facebook. I like this like crouch pose. You know what? That's fine. Let's give him a different background though. Something still a little bit like cold and snowy, but not... That's better. It's not cold and snowy at all, but that's more what I was looking for. So I'll save that. And now we have King Uther of Nordheim. And we are ready to start. Let's see. We get Masterwork Chain Armor and the Golem Shield. So we're tough. We get Masterwork Chainmail. We're Master Smiths. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Alright, so... Random map. We're going to do a large world. Balanced, blah, blah, blah. I'll keep it on easy because I'm still a noob. I'm going to do 4 opponents this time. No, since we're going on a bigger world, let's do 5. And I'm going to customize them. So, Lady of Rain, Queen... Don't want Uther in there. I don't want... maybe Gilden, actually. Yeah, you know what? We'll put Gilden in there. And... we need one more opponent. We already have this faction, so let's do somebody sort of magical. Maybe Persephone? Or... let's go with, like... let's see, Warlord Verga. Death Apprentice. Yeah, you know what? Let's throw them in there. They'll be a good bad guy. Okay, so there's our 5 enemies. And I think we're ready to start. Alright, so let's close out of this. And we'll choose a new starting location. This is actually a much better starting spot than we had in our previous run-through. So we can actually found a city here, and it looks like we'll be able to found one right there even. So where am I? I guess we don't need to move them. This is a pretty good spot. We're going to get 4 food, 3 material, and 2 essence. This is also a good spot right here if we were going to make our first city into a fort. I like where we are. I'm good with this. Let's just go ahead and settle right down there. Not going to waste any time getting started. Our kingdom arises, and I guess I will... I really like the name of our last capital, so I'm going to rename this to Gilden Shard. You guys are free to suggest names for this city as well as any other city. If you suggest something that I like better than Gilden Shard, then by all means I'll go ahead and use it. But I really liked Gilden Shard, even though it doesn't quite fit this faction as well as it did the last one. I'm happy with it, so again, feel free to suggest something, but for now we'll roll with that. And then we have Uther's army here that we'll need to start building up. Let's take a quick look at training our troops. Actually, before we do that, research. So if we go into magic, we can see right here, henchmen. So what do we got? Henchmen, level and can use equipment like champions, but don't divide experience. A bard is basically a henchman that can learn air and water spells and improves the rate that their army gains experience. We have shieldmen that can learn basic earth spells and help defend their armies. Torchbearer can learn fire and life spells and improve healing. Hench women are the same thing, just females. So that's good to know that mod worked. But yeah, so these will be your custom characters. I'm going to lay this out here now so you guys can sort of pick your archetype moving forward. Again, we have the henchman, who is just like a straight up warrior. We have the bard, which again is water spells and experience gain. We have the shieldman, which is earth and defense. And then we have the torchbearer, which is fire and life. And I'm not sure how their paths work. I assume that you can choose like warrior or sorcerer or whatever for them, like you can with the other characters. So keep that in mind as well. But those are your 4 different like archetypes to choose from. So when you create your characters, sort of work that into the story as well. if you don't mind. For our first tech, wow. We're going to go with civics, I guess. Maybe I should do knowledge, because our research rate is pretty piss poor. Yeah, I'm going to do knowledge. And then with Uther, I'm going to start sending him to investigate some of these treasure chests we've got all over the place. A burning axe, wow, that's a pretty nice item to get right out of the gate there. How hard does it hit? -2 initiative, but it's better. Oh, it's better in every way. Backswing, so if the attack misses, we get a second attack against the same target. We also strike 3 adjacent enemies. That's interesting. Hell yeah. Definitely equip that. I believe that's a 2-hander, though. We don't have a shield anyway, so I guess it's fine. I also wanted to look at, first of all, building some stuff. Actually, before we do that, how quick can we turn out another Pioneer? 7 seasons? I'd kind of like to... Well, actually, I don't think we can build here. I thought we could. Explorer's going to take 5. Instead, I'm going to build some stuff. Let's do the monument first. We're going to expand to grab up a couple of the things in the immediate vicinity here. And then I think we'll do the cleric, because that's going to give us less unrest, which is nice. Also, +2 fame, which is going to get us closer to our first champion, which requires 3. So that's going to be a nice thing to have there. Tower of Dominion is not going to be immediately useful. The growth will help, the fame will definitely help, but we don't have any unrest penalties from cities yet because we only have the 1. So maybe merchant instead. And meanwhile, I'm going to keep exploring. We got a quest here. We might be able to handle that, and we've got a shattered statue. Might have some goodies for us. So what do we got in here? Old style leg braces. Let's take a look at those. I don't know why I keep pressing I. It's not going to do anything. So old style leg brace. Let's slap that on there. And oh, they're not greaves. I forget what those are called. But they're thigh armor. They don't look like it. They look like greaves. Interesting. Whatever. It's +1 defense and 3 hit points for no cost to us. So why not? Snake oil, oh boy. A merchant has set up a stand here, selling or trading colorless potions to anyone who will buy them. Probably just water. A sign on his wagon reads enchanted elixirs. When he spots you, he quickly begins packing up his wares, but you arrive before he has time to store them all. Reaching down, you pick one up. You can't sense any magic within it. This is what? Simply water, you ask? With a bit of sugar and grain alcohol, the merchant replies timidly. I used to be an honest man, but the world has no need for virtue anymore. Might get a random item out of this? Yeah, sure. What do you have? Let's see. A map to a treasure. Though collecting it may be dangerous. I would sell it to you for only 20. Nah, screw it. I don't trust this guy. He could just give me a map to something I've already seen on the map, so no. Abandon it. I'm not going to bother. Let's go see what this is. There's another turn. Got some wargs here. A fight that we can't handle quite yet. Let's avoid those. And a quest over there that we probably can't handle. So we got the clay pit. We've also got a life shard that we'll want to start working on. Monuments done, obviously. And we can clear all those out. So we'll want to come back and grab that in a second, but let's see what this is first. Rations. I forget what those do. Let's take a look. Rations. Oh, +3 hit points. Sure, why not? Again, I can't handle any of these guys yet, so not going to mess with this epic dragon statue or that medium strength army there. Let's just head home. And we'll grab whatever's in these. As soon as this cleric's done, I might look at building or training another settler, or pioneer, I should say. I think I'm going to turn this into a town. I like to go town first, and then make a fortress with my second one. Yeah, let's do that. That's going to expand my zone of control a bit more. Or is it? No, I don't think it did. Wait, it should have. I can't tell. Wow, there's a lot of enemies down here. We could actually defeat these guys, though, so we'll look at that. What do we get? Improves my spell resistance. Sure, why not? And then let's go check this out. Cleric will be done right now. Good. And what is this? Oh, the wargs are now within our borders. Cool. Domestic events, wargs and the clay pit are now within... Oh, so we have 2 clay pits? Awesome. I wish one of them was an iron node, but okay. There's enemies in our territory now we'll have to go deal with. That shouldn't be any trouble at all. What do we have here? Enchanted backpack. Okay. Boost to initiative, it looks like. Yeah, +1 initiative. Well, we may as well throw it on there. Got nothing else to equip in that spot. And, oh, wait, no. Go grab whatever this is first. New technology, so we should be able to research faster now. We'll do civics next, and then I think we'll look at training after that. But I am going to do my best to get to henchmen as soon as possible, because obviously we want to start implementing those guys quickly. But this will give you guys some time to come up with your characters' backstories and build them up a bit, if nothing else. What is this? A shield. Okay. I'm actually going to equip that. Unfortunately, it means I can't use the axe. But I'd like to keep my hero in one piece and also not collect a bunch of terrible wounds. So +2 defense and 2 dodge is kind of helpful to do that. So let's start heading back this way. Our merchant's going to finish right now. And now we can look at maybe training something. It's going to take us 6 turns for a pioneer. We haven't found anywhere to really pioneer yet. So I don't know if that's going to be immediately helpful. I think what I'll do instead is maybe make an explorer to go find us something and then build a pioneer. And let's go fight whatever these guys are. We should have no problem defeating them. Let's see, construction complete. Good. Alright, go ahead and attack them. And yeah, these are just little darklings. They're really no trouble. They can be. In enough numbers they can be, but these guys aren't going to be any difficulty to us at all. Let's have you roll up on over here. We'll smack this guy down. And if you guys hop on over there, we should be able to one-shot him as well. There we go. Okay, so down they go, and that opens up another treasure node for us. We gain some fame for that as well, and that's going to allow us to finally recruit a hero. Trogblood. The Trogs claim that the name isn't literal, but that would explain the taste. What does it do? Let's find out before we just use it. Okay, so we have 2 heroes. We have Ariel and Bannon Heisley. We have a Life Disciple with Amarian blood. And then we have over here a Water Apprentice who can use Command and also Amarian blood. I think the Disciple versus the Apprentice. So I'm going to take Ariel. And he'll get his own army. I'm not going to put him in this one because I don't want them to split XP. That's one lesson that I've learned so far. Let's see, 42 and 8. They're 54 and 0. That'll be a tough fight. I might need him in there, actually. He will get his own army. I don't want him splitting XP with this, but I just don't think we can beat these guys otherwise. So, yeah, let's do it. So this is going to take a little bit more strategy on my part this time. What do you have? Heal. That's useful. And then a scroll that also heals. Okay. I'm going to move you... Well, shit. I kind of need Uther here. Not sure what to do. I guess I'm going to go for this. Okay, so you got killed. That allows me to move other people forward. Go ahead and move up and attack this group. Okay, -5. Not bad. They're going to move up and attack me here, but we got the dodge. Nice. Oh, that one hurt. Oh, another dodge. Nice. Crap, they're going to focus these guys down. Alright, Uther, I need you here. Let's try to wipe these guys out. Couldn't quite get the kill there. Let's have you finish them. Oh, boy. Alright, you're going to throw a heal on this unit. And then let's try to get rid of these guys. There it is. So that's one down. They're still going to lay into these guys, and they might kill them, but we'll do our best to keep them alive. Yeah. Oh, I thought they were going to go for the snipe there. Usually the AI does shitty stuff like that. I'm going to move Uther over here, and we're going to use our new spell, Burning Hands, and that'll light both of these on fire. Then let's see if we can't get a kill here. They dodged it. Alright, Ariel, move over. You know what? Throw another heal on them. Try to keep this guy alive. And we'll go for the kill there. Got a dodge. Sweet. Did some damage there, but we'll survive. Let's get rid of you. And if I move you over, we should be able to get that kill. Cool, so we didn't lose any units there. We did take a bit of damage, but that's fine. And Uther leveled up. So I'm going to make him a defender once again. I basically want him to be like an unkillable tank. I also, in the other playthrough I did where I was playing as the Kingdom of Alter, on my own time, just to kind of learn, I rolled a commander and I wasn't super impressed with their abilities. I've heard that warriors can be very good early game, but being our king and our sovereign, I want him to stay alive, and so if I make him into like an epic tank, that's probably the best way to do that. And let's check out what we got here. A caster's staff. Let's maybe swap that on over. What do you have? Just a regular staff? So we'll trade it over, and let's see. 6 attack, -1 crit, but +10 spell mastery. It's also a ranged weapon. This is the same thing, but a melee weapon, and does less damage. So go ahead and equip that. And +10 poison resistance. Is that like... I think I'm in the wrong screen here. Let's go to our inventory. And I think we just use it, and it's like a one-time thing. So poison resistance, 110. So... I don't know if that did anything. Anyways, we can also go into the shop here and see if there's absolute garbage. Okay, how much will this sell for? 30? I'm actually going to sell this. It's a two-handed weapon. I just don't see myself using it. I'd rather have people with shields. And this early, that's quite a bit of money. So why not? Okay, we got nothing but water over here. Let's start moving this way, and we'll explore a bit in this direction, I think. You guys are going to go exploring off this way. It looks like we are in the corner of the map, though, so that might be a good thing for us. And we're out of time, so I guess I'll leave it here. Again, if you guys would rather I just continued the Kingdom of Gilden playthrough, let me know, and I'm happy to do that. But I think this will work better because I have a better idea of what I'm doing now. So our starting position and everything is not going to completely screw us over for the future. Also, again, I can now much more easily implement your created characters and stuff than we would have been able to in the other playthrough. So I think this is better for everybody. Again, that said, if you'd rather I do the other thing, just let me know. If you prefer this, let me know. And I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of characters you guys come up with. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I had a great time playing some Fallen Enchantress with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.